So, somebody would like to sing the song.
Oh, I can actually sing at the harmonium.
Oh yeah, why not? You have the skills, let's do it.
Everything with microphone here, huh?
Yeah.
No joke here, no joke.
For the people on internet.
Krishna, 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 hey. Krishna, 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 hey. Krishna, 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 hey. Krishna, 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 Rakshama. Krishna, 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 Bahima. Rama Raghava Rama Raghava Rama Raghava Rakshama. Krishna Kesava Krishna Kesava Krishna Kesava Pahima. Krishna Kesava, Krishna Kesava, Krishna Kesava Pahima. Krishna, 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 hey. Krishna, 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 hey. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Madhila. Ananta Koti Vaishnavi. So, now this has to go to somebody? You went to Balaram?
Yeah.
And how much should I read? Half a page? One page? Okay. When Lord Balaram appeared on the scene, King Yudhishthir, as his younger brothers Nakula and Sahadev, as well as Lord Krishna and Arjuna, immediately offered him their respectful obeisances, but they did not speak at all. The reason they were silent was that Lord Balaram was somewhat affectionate toward Duryodhana, who had learned from Balaramji the art of fighting with a club. When the fighting was going on, King Yudhishthir and others thought that Balaram might have come there to say something in favor of Duryodhana, and they therefore remained silent. Both Duryodhana and Bhimasena were very enthusiastic in fighting with clubs, and in the midst of a large audience, each very skillfully tried to strike the other. While attempting to do so, they appeared to be dancing, but nonetheless, it was clear that both of them were very angry. Lord Balaram, wanting to stop the fighting, said, "My dear King Duryodhana and Bhimasena, I know that both of you are great fighters and are well known in the world as great heroes, but still I think that Bhimasena is superior to Duryodhana in bodily strength. On the other hand, Duryodhana is superior in the art of fighting with a club. Taking this into consideration, my opinion is that neither of you is inferior to the other in fighting. Under the circumstances, there is very little chance that one of you will be defeated by the other. Therefore, I request you not to waste your time fighting in this way. I wish you to stop this unnecessary fight." The good instruction given by Lord Balaram to Bhimasena and Duryodhana was intended for the equal benefit of both of them. But they were so enwrapped in anger against each other that they could remember only their long-standing personal enmity. Each thought only of killing the other, and they did not give much importance to the instruction of Lord Balaram. Both of them then became like madmen in remembering the strong accusations and ill behavior they had exchanged with each other. Lord Balaram, being able to understand the destiny awaiting them, was not eager to go further in the matter. Therefore, instead of staying, he decided to return to the city of Dwarka.
When he returned to Dwarka, he was received with great jubilation by relatives and friends. palace were astonished at Lord Krishna's behaviour in receiving the Brahmin in that way. They were surprised to see how eager Lord Krishna was to welcome this particular Brahmin. They wondered how Lord Krishna could personally receive a Brahmin who was poor, not very neat or clean, and poorly dressed. But at the same time they could realize that the Brahmin was not an ordinary living being. They knew that he must have performed great pious activities, otherwise why was Lord Krishna, the husband of the goddess of fortune, taking care of him so much? They were still more surprised to see that the Brahmin was seated in the bedstead of on the bedstead of Lord Krishna. They were especially surprised to see that Lord Krishna had embraced him exactly as he embraced his elder brother Balaramji, because Lord Krishna used to embrace only Rukmini or Balaram and no one else. After the Brahmin had been received nicely and seated on Lord Krishna's own cushioned bed, he and Krishna took each other's hands and began to talk about their early life, when they had both lived under the protection of the Gurukul, a boarding school. Lord Krishna said, "Oh, my dear Brahmin friend, you are a most intelligent personality, and you know very well the principles of religious life. I believe that after you finished your education at the house of our teacher, and after you sufficiently remunerated him, you must have gone back to your home and accepted a suitable wife. I know very well that from the beginning you were not at all attached to the materialistic way of life, nor did you desire to be very opulent materially, and therefore you are in need of money. In this material world, persons who are not attached to material opulence are very rarely found. Such unattached persons haven't the least desire to accumulate wealth and prosperity for sense gratification, but sometimes they are found to collect money just to exhibit the exemplary life of a householder. They show how by proper distribution of wealth one can become an ideal householder and at the same time a great devotee. Such ideal householders are to be considered followers of my footsteps. I hope, my dear Brahmin friend, that you remember all these days of our school life when you and I were living together at the boarding school. Actually, whatever knowledge you and I received in life was accumulated in our student life."
If a man is sufficiently educated in student life under the guidance of a proper teacher, his life becomes successful in the future. He can very easily cross over the ocean of nations, and he is not subject to the influence of the illusory energy. My dear friend, everyone should consider his father to be his first teacher, because by the mercy of one's father one gets this body. The father is therefore the natural spiritual master. Our next spiritual master is he who initiates us into transcendental knowledge, and he is to be worshipped as much as I am. The spiritual master may be more than one. The spiritual master who instructs the disciples about spiritual matters is called the Shiksha Guru, and the spiritual master who initiates the disciple is called the Diksha Guru. Both of them are my representatives. There may be many spiritual masters who instruct, but the initiator, spiritual master, is one. A human being who takes advantage of these spiritual masters and, receiving proper knowledge from them, crosses the ocean of material existence. What? A human being who takes advantage of these spiritual masters and, receiving proper knowledge from them, crosses the ocean of material existence, is to be understood as having properly utilized his human form of life. He has practical knowledge that the ultimate interest of life, which is to be gained only in this human form, is to achieve spiritual perfection and thus be transferred back home, back to Godhead.
I have to cough. It's too ecstasy, isn't it? Is that symptoms? Choking the voice.
If you say so.
My dear friend, I am Paramatma, the Supersoul present in everyone's heart, and it is my direct order that human society follow the principles of Varna and Ashram. As I have stated in the Bhagavad Gita, human society should be divided into 4 Varnas according to quality and action. Similarly, everyone should divide his life into 4 parts. one should utilize the first part of his life in becoming a bona fide student, receiving adequate knowledge and keeping oneself in the vow of brahmacharya, so that one may completely devote his life for the service of the spiritual master without indulging in sense gratification. A brahmachari is meant to lead a life of austerity and penance. The householder is meant to live a regulated life of sense gratification, but no one should remain a householder for the third stage of life. In that stage, one has to return to the austerities and penances formerly practiced in brahmacharya life, and thus relieve himself of the attachment to household life. After being relieved from his activities to the materialistic way of life, one may accept the order of sannyas. As a supersoul in the living entities, I sit in everyone's heart and observe everyone's activities in every stage and order of life. Regardless of which stage one is in, when I see that one is engaged seriously and sincerely in discharging the duties ordered by the spiritual master, and is thus dedicating his life to the service of the spiritual master, that person becomes most dear to me. As far as the life of brahmacharya is concerned, if one can continue the life of a brahmachari under the direction of a spiritual master, that is extremely good. But if in brahmachari life one feels sex impulse, he should take leave of his spiritual master, satisfy him accordingly to the Guru's desire. According to the Vedic system, a gift is offered to the spiritual master, which is called Guru Dakshina. Then the disciple should take to householder life and accept a wife according to religious rites.
These instructions given by Lord Krishna while talking with his friend, the learned Brahmana, are very good for the guidance of human society. A system of human civilization that does not promote Varna and Ashram is nothing but a polished animal society. Indulgence in sex life by a man or woman living single is never acceptable in human society. A man should strictly follow the principles of brahmachari life, or, with the permission of the spiritual master, should get married. Single life with illicit sex is an animal life. For the animals have no such institution as marriage.
Well, swans do.
Sorry?
Swans do. Swans.
Swans do?
They don't get married technically, but they stay with their partner.
Okay.
Put it in there.
Okay. Modern society does not aim at fulfilling the mission of human life, which is to go back home, back to Godhead. To fulfill this mission, the system of Varna and Ashram must be followed. When the system is followed rigidly and consciously, it fulfills this mission. But when followed indirectly, without the guidance of the superior authority, it simply creates a disturbing condition in human society, and there is no peace and prosperity. Krishna continued to talk with his Brahmana friend. My dear friend, I think you remember our activities during the days when we were living as students. You may remember that once we went to collect fuel from the forest on the order of the Guru's wife. While collecting the dried wood, we entered the dense forest, and by chance became lost. It was I'm also getting choked up. It's like so extending today. There was an unexpected dust storm, and then clouds and lightning in the sky, and the explosive sound of thunder. Then sunset came, and we were lost in the dark jungle. And after this, there was severe rainfall. The whole ground was overflooded with water, and we could not trace our way back, out the way to return to our Guru's ashram. You may remember that heavy rainfall. It was not actually rainfall, but a sort of devastation. And on account of the dust storm and the heavy rain, we began to feel greatly pained. and in whichever direction we turned, we were bewildered. In that distressed condition, we took each other's hand and tried to find our way out. We passed the whole night in that way, and early in the morning, when our absence became known to our Gurudev, he sent his other disciples to search us out. We also came with them, and when they reached us in the jungle, they found us very much distressed. Amazing, huh? Yeah. This is also this nice picture.
Krishna could have easily known how to get out, but
Yeah, well, easy play.
No, okay, it's not this one. It's just a normal picture.
Were they hiding in the tree? Were they hiding in the tree?
Yeah, there's one picture of it. It's very nice picture.
With great compassion, our Gurudev said, "My dear boys, it is very wonderful that you have suffered so much trouble for me. Everyone likes to take care of his body as the first consideration, but you are so good and faithful to your Guru that without caring for bodily comforts, you have taken so much trouble for me. I am glad to see that the bona fide students like you will undergo any kind of trouble for the satisfaction of spiritual master. That is the way for a bona fide disciple to become free from his debt to the spiritual master. It is the duty of the disciple to dedicate his life to the service of the spiritual master. My dear best of the twice-born, I am greatly pleased by your acts, and I bless you. May all your desires and ambitions be fulfilled. May the understanding of the Vedas which you have learned from me always continue to remain within your memory, so that at every moment you can remember the teachings of the Vedas and quote their instructions without difficulty. Thus you will never be disappointed in this life or the next." Krishna continued, "My dear friend, you may remember that many such incidents occurred while we were in the ashram of our spiritual master. Both of us can realize that without the blessings of the spiritual master, one can be happy. No one can be happy, sorry. By the mercy of the spiritual master, by the mercy of the spiritual master and by his blessings, one can achieve peace and prosperity and be able to fulfill the mission of human life." On hearing this, the learned Brahmin replied, "My dear Krishna, you are the Supreme Lord and the Supreme Spiritual Master of everyone. And since I was fortunate enough to live with you in the house of our Guru, I think I have nothing more to do in the matter of prescribed Vedic duties. My dear Lord, the Vedic hymns, ritualistic ceremonies, religious activities and all other necessities for the perfection of human life, including economic development, sense gratification and liberation, are all derived from one source, your Supreme Personality. All the different processes of life are ultimately meant for understanding your personality. In other words, they are the different parts of your transcendental form. And yet you play the role of a student and live with us in the house of the Guru. This means that you adopted all these pastimes for your pleasure only. Otherwise there is no need for your playing the role of a human being. Thus ends the Bhaktivedanta purport of the 80th chapter of Krishna, the meeting of Lord Krishna and Sudama Brahman.
Chapter 81. The Brahmana Sudama blessed by Lord Krishna. Lord Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the super soul of all living entities, knows everyone's heart very well. He is especially inclined to the Brahmana devotees. Lord Krishna is also called Brahmanya Deva, which means that he is worshipped by the Brahmanas. Therefore, it is understood that a devotee who is fully surrendered unto the Supreme Personality of Godhead has already acquired the position of a Brahmana. Without becoming a Brahmana, one cannot approach the Supreme Brahman, Lord Krishna. Krishna is especially concerned with vanquishing the distress of his devotees, and he is the only shelter of pure devotees. Lord Krishna engaged for a long time in talking with Sudama Vipra about their past association. Then, just to enjoy the company of an old friend, Lord Krishna began to smile and asked, "My dear friend, what have you brought for me? Has your wife given you some nice eatable for me?" While addressing his friend, Lord Krishna looked upon him and smiled with great love. He continued, "My dear friend, you must have brought some presentation for me from your home." Lord Krishna knew that Sudama was hesitating to present him with the paltry chipped rice, which was actually unfit for his eating. Understanding the mind of Sudamvipra, the Lord said, "My dear friend, I'm certainly not in need of anything, but if my devotee gives me something as an offering of love, even though it may be very insignificant, I accept it with great pleasure. On the other hand, if a person is not a devotee, even though he may offer me very valuable things, I do not like to accept them. I actually accept only things offered to me in devotion and love. Otherwise, however valuable a thing may be, I do not accept it. If my pure devotee offers me even the most insignificant things, a little flower, a little piece of leaf, a little water, but saturates the offering in devotional love, then not only do I gladly accept such an offering, but I eat it with great pleasure."
Lord Krishna assured Sudama Vipra that he would be very glad to accept the chipped rice that he had brought from home. Yet, out of great shyness, Sudama Vipra hesitated to present it to the Lord. He was thinking, how could I offer such an insignificant thing to Krishna? And he simply bowed his head. Lord Krishna, the Supersoul, knows everything in everyone's heart. He knows everyone's determination and everyone's want. He knew, therefore, the reason for Sudama Vipra's coming to him. He knew that, driven by extreme poverty, he had come there at the request of his wife. Thinking of Sudama as his very dear class friend, he knew that Sudama's love for him as a friend was never tainted by any desire for material benefit. Krishna thought, Sudama has not come asking for anything from me. Being obliged by the request of his wife, he has come to see me just to please her. Lord Krishna therefore decided that he would not give more material opulence. Oh, thank you. Tit for tat. Yeah. And Lord Krishna therefore decided that he would give more material opulence to Sudama Vipra than could be imagined even by the King of Heaven. He then snatched the bundle of chipped rice which was hanging on the shoulder of the poor Brahmana, packed in one corner of his wrapper, and said, "What is this? My dear friend, you have brought me a nice palatable chipped rice." He encouraged Sudama Vipra, saying, "I consider that this quality of chipped rice will satisfy not only me, but the whole creation." It is understood from this statement that Krishna, being the original source of everything, is the root of the entire creation. As watering the root of the tree immediately distributes water to every part of the tree, so an offering made to Krishna or any action done for Krishna is to be considered the highest welfare work for everyone, because the benefit of such an offering is distributed throughout the creation. Love for Krishna is distributed to all living entities.
I think that's a beautiful ending to our reading today. Thank you very much for coming and sharing this 45 minutes of Krishna book.
Thank you for seeing.
Hare Krishna. And of course, thank you, Srila Prabhupada, for giving us this window to the spiritual world, so we're actually able every evening to make little baby steps to Krishna consciousness, at least for me. Hare Krishna.
Slow and steady wins the race.
Oh, sorry, some commentaries.
Slow and steady wins the race.
He wants to win the race.
No, win the race is slow and steady. Well, the cowboys do that, don't they? They race to see who gets to Krishna first.
I don't mind if you win, as long as you take me with you.
We'll see.
How many years do you live
He slips outside and he goes shut. I lived here before this, then moved away, and now I'm back. I'm never leaving because it's the best place. It's up to Krishna. Because outside here is hellish. Without association, I don't know what happens.
And which country are you from?
Ireland.
And what's your name?
Canaidas.
Kanai, wow. Wow.
Wow.
I've never heard somebody.
Did you not?
Who's your spiritual master?
Hmm?
Who's your spiritual master?
Oh, it's a long story. One foot of a day.
Okay. Who gave you the name?
That's a long. Das and the das.
Okay. And what's your name?
Kanchanwali.
Kanchanwali?
Kanchana.
Kanchanwali.
Yes. I've been here since 2001.
Amazing.
Yeah, it's amazing. Krishna's amazing.
To see some steady
And how's
people.
your spiritual master?
My spiritual master is Shiva Ramswami. This is what Shiva. And your name?
Nitya Manjari?
Literally.
Where are you from?
German.
Germany.
You didn't hear my accent, my strong German accent?
Yeah, well, in the precise reading.
Yeah, that's a word put out of place.
Yeah, very nice. Literally.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Oh, we still have Darshan also.
And have you ever lived in Minischrat then when you come from?
I lived there for 6 months. Yeah.
And how was that?
Austere. Very austere.
Did the cushions leave the
Yeah.
stay?
Make your choice, whatever you like.
Oh, how about cooking? Huh? Oh, cooking. May I? Okay. No. Actually, I should not eat sweets. Actually, you please take it. I should not.
I should not hear.
I think so.
We haven't eat yet, so we can
Oh my
put
God,
it back and take something else.
Okay, I take the cake. Oh my God, the
That's
cake.
not sweet at all. It's actually salty cake.
Is it?
No.
No, no. Oh, people are making fun of me.
I think so.
So who gave you the name Kanai?
He was a Prabhupada disciple, but when Prabhupada left, he left ISKCON and started doing his own thing. And then he was preaching on YouTube, and I saw it. I was like, oh. And he said, yeah. So he was preaching in Mexico, so I went to join him in Mexico, and then we went to Chile, and then 3 years in India, South India.
What?
3 years, we did 3 years in South India.
So India?
Yeah, lovely. Actually, there were 20 devotees there. But then he deviated slightly.
No, but he gave you that name. It's an amazing name.
Nice, isn't it? Can I? Yes, you can.
Okay, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Let's do it.
Yes.
Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Shrimate Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Sunyavadi Pashtatreshatarine Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shrivasani Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Rama Hare Rama Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Rama Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Maharaj ki Jai.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, 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 Hare Hare. Shri Shri Radha Govinda Ki, Prabhupada Ki.